Hello and welcome back to the Audit Talk Show. This week I have Rachel from CSEE Investments. Rachel is a property investor, accountant, businesswoman, and has a side hustle worth listening about. Rachel, thanks for coming on. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good. This is my first podcast, so I'm
Really?
quite excited / nervous. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Oh, well, that's cool. I'm glad that you're on my show then for the first ever time.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, don't be nervous. It's all good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have a good time. So, yeah, tell us a bit about yourself, what you do. CSEE Investments is obviously your company. So, yeah, tell us more about yourself.
Yeah. So about myself, I sort of do various different business bits and pieces. And then with CSEE Investments, it's quite a new company. I started it up last year. I feel like I got to a point last year where I was sort of like, I can now kind of do what I want and focus my time on building something I really wanted to do, which was my property business. So I set that up last year, mainly for property investing, and then this year we're going to be getting into development and stuff like that, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, God, exciting. Yeah. So, have you got like a portfolio then? Have you built a mini portfolio and then now you want to expand into developments or?
So with the company, no. So I used to own a couple of flats that I bought, kind of did sort of like basic refurbs to them. I was a landlord for a bit. I sold those a while ago, so I don't currently have a portfolio now. Yeah, that's why I'm just like I'm sort of ready to go again.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and just sort of go for it and really kind of like do what I want to do this time around, which is good.
Awesome. And with developments then, has being in property previously got you some experience for you to feel confident to go into developments? Are we talking new build developments or are we talking like refurbish a house that needs like, a lot of work, that kind of developments?
Yeah, so it's gonna be both. I actually got offered a really exciting deal last week, which I've just been talking about literally just before I got on here. So we're just finalising kind of numbers and stuff like that. But that's actually going to be a mix of sort of a complete refurb project into various units, a commercial unit and a new build house.
Interesting.
So it's quite a nice one because it it kind of combines everything I want to do, which is good. And then, in terms of the experience, my dad did property. Got a bit of experience with that sort of thing there. I also worked in block management for a couple of years as well. So that's we dealt with a lot of major works and stuff in the buildings and that sort of thing. But with my developments, I'm working with a company called Target 5. I do collaborations with. They've done a lot of development. They've done sort of over 300 or so. So
wow.
I feel comfortable working with them because they'll kind of lead the project for me, that sort of thing.
Yeah, wow, yeah. And Target 5 then, I see you post a lot about Target 5 on your social. So are they a development company then? What do they do exactly?
So they do developments, new builds. They do all sort of types, commercial to residential, all that kind of thing. And then they do projects for investors as well. So I first contacted them quite a while ago actually about something else.
Yeah.
And then we got talking about this, and I just really wanted to work with them. They kind of do exactly what I wanted to do in the area that I wanted to do in as well. I just got talking to them about that, and we recently sort of finalised things to work together, which I'm really pleased about.
Awesome. So did they bring you that deal then, or was that from somewhere else and you've kind of showed the deal to them? Where did that come from?
They've brought me the deal.
Oh, wow.
Which is quite nice. Deal sourcing isn't my favourite part of property.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I've done kind of like sending out the letters and all that sort of thing. But I found particularly around my area, there's sort of certain people who tend to get a lot of the deals.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the off-market deals and that type of thing. So I personally like to outsource it. It just makes it a bit easier for me. They get deals with really good figures and that sort of thing. So I'd rather save some of the time.
I have to agree with you there, because with, you know, I had a conversation with someone earlier, and property sources do get a bad rep, but if you can find a good one, or like even land sources, if you find a good one that does their due diligence properly and does their work properly, they're actually really good, and they save you so much time if they get their figures correct. Obviously, I'm guessing you're going to go over the figures of the project, and for yourself, you know, because it makes sense for you to see the numbers stack. But you know, generally, if you get a good property sourcer, then yeah, it saves so much time, doesn't it? And time spending on spreadsheets and looking at connecting with people that find off-market opportunities. But yeah, obviously, you're a busy woman, so yeah, you need as much time as possible to concentrate on other things.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I'd rather kind of focus on the things that I enjoy as well, because I think that's part of it too. I don't want to spend a lot of my time sort of doing things that I don't enjoy. So yeah, I think it makes it easier for me if they find me opportunities, and then I can have a look over them and see what I can explore or not.
Yeah, awesome. That's class. So going into this year then, do you think you'll have that development started by this year? Is that what you're hoping? And is it going to be like a long project, like is it 6 months or a 12-month build or something like that? Or
I think it's probably going to be a 12-month. It's quite a lot. Yeah, but I know they've got the deal agreed. So yeah, we're kind of talking about it, I guess, just to sort out exactly how it's going to work and everything, because I'm putting in money for it, but then they're gonna, you know, for me and everything.
Cool.
So yeah, just need to sort that out, but it's
and
hoping I might know.
Yeah, it sounds really exciting actually. Can we discuss possibly GDV, or have you worked that out yet, or do we know the GDV?
It'd be around 1.2 million.
Wow, nice. So, juicy numbers.
Yeah. We think we should have a nice amount of profit in there. But,
yeah, big deals. Yeah, sounds like big deals gonna go. I like it. Yeah, cool.
We'll have. It's quite good because it's literally like 5 minutes down the road from me. So I thought that's great. I can go keep an eye on it all the time.
Even better, yeah. And you can. That's what I love. And I'm guessing, like, you know, a project like that, like, it's really exciting. And as you say, it's just down the road. You can roll out of bed in the morning and just go and be on site and just visit it and walk around. Whereas, like, you know, some developers have to, like, you know, take an hour or two drive to go and see their projects. But awesome, it's 5 minutes down the road. What a find. Love it.
Yeah, I'll be there all the time, seeing what's going on.
Amazing. Well, I'll be sure to keep an eye on your socials to see that, because I'm sure you'll post about it. But yeah, really look forward to seeing that, definitely.
I'm planning to sort of do the whole thing on YouTube and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
So that'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
It's quite big and incorporates different things now, so that would be quite a nice video.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, look forward to see that. I'm sure the people listening as well definitely go and check that out for sure. Cool. So moving on, I wanted to ask about your accounting. Your accountancy side of things? So have you got an accountancy business, or is it something that you did as a full-time job? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I used to do it as a full-time job. It's a bit strange because I sort of fell into it. So when I first got my house and stuff, I thought, okay, I just need to go and get a job. So I got a job as a receptionist, which just so happened to be at an accountancy firm. And they just started kind of giving me bits and pieces of work and that sort of thing. And I was like, oh, I actually quite like this. I guess it's all like numbers and, you know, that sort of thing, which I really enjoyed. And then, I just realized I liked it. And then I ended up doing an accountancy qualification. And yeah, I worked full-time as an accountant for a few years.
Did you enjoy that? Was that good?
Yeah, I did actually really like it. I know people think it's very boring, but
Yeah. I get it. When people think accounting, it does sound a bit boring, but like accounting, you can do a lot of stuff with accounting, and I've only realized that in the past year. So for instance, like with stocks and shares, like if I know an accountant, you might know him as well, is Lewis Harding, is on Instagram. But yeah, he's an accountant too, and being an accountant has helped him learn how to read like financial statements, which if you read financial statements of like some of the big companies, like say for instance, if he was like, okay, well I'd want to invest in Microsoft or Facebook or Tesla, he would read their financial statements online and then decide if they're a good company to invest in. So it is a benefit. I've been able to read that, and I'm currently in the process of learning myself of how to read one. But I'll never be an accountant, but I wish that I had that accounting brain. But that's something that I'm learning at the moment.
Yeah, I think it comes in really handy. And yeah, as I say, I don't work in practice anymore, but I still do some accounts. I do some freelance accounts, and then it's January, isn't it? So I've done a few tax returns for people and stuff. And I also find it sometimes quite a good way to find investors, because sometimes I do tax returns to my friends, and I'm like, my God, you made so much money. Useful with it. And I've had some friends interested in investing and stuff like that. So I think it's quite a good way to connect with people as well.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. I didn't think of that, and because that's brilliant. Yeah, so you can get that information disclosed to you by doing things like that, and you can obviously see what's going on in the background. And I suppose when you can see that they're potentially a high net worth, or as you said, someone that's got a fair bit of money, you can go, okay, well, got a lot of money sitting in the bank account here, so maybe I could ask them to invest in one of my projects. Is that kind of the thought process you had?
Yeah, I think so. And I think like especially for my friends and stuff like that, I know if they've just got money sitting in the bank, there's definitely options that I can give them, like I do with my own money, really, just to even just make a bit of interest on it and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's really helpful. And then I also did service charge accounting for a couple of years, with block management. So that's did you know what that is, that one?
What was it you said? Sorry.
I did service charge accounting.
Service charge accounting. Tell everyone what it is.
Okay, so so it's basically like the block management accounting. So say if you own a block of flats,
okay,
the free kind of owns the outside, and you have the leases and the service charges and all that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you did that too, the accounting for that.
Yeah, so I did that sort of accounting, which again I just think is going to come in really handy because it helps with like reading the leases. So you used to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then rights to the building, and yeah, because the type of properties that I want to own going forward are going to be probably like multiple flats in one unit.
Yeah.
Obviously, having that experience there with the service charges should come in, hopefully.
No, definitely. I think it will, and it's going to benefit you. Yeah, definitely in the long term and with you and your projects. And like as you said, I think, what did you say that you outsource some of that? What, not outsource? Sorry, you use what you've learned, and it's kind of like a side hustle, isn't it? So you'll do like your friends' accounts and stuff. So
yeah,
it's like a side hustle in a way, isn't it? You get the odd. Do you get like recommendations from your friends as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and so also recently, my colleague to work with, she owns an accountancy firm, and I do some accounts for her now, as well, which is good. And then just a friend sort of recommending me or messaging me saying, I've got a question about my tax, I don't know what to do, can you help?
Of course, property tax, yeah. So I'm sure like you'll be able to help yourself with property tax as well, because that's a big thing that I believe has stung a lot of landlords at the back end of 2020 going into 2021. Well, and as I say, landlords are always getting stung with tax, aren't they? And they always want to try and find ways to obviously to mitigate that tax. But yeah, did you know any loopholes?
Loopholes.
Nothing that you have to really disclose, but yeah.
I think just make the most of your limited company. Like I employ my husband and stuff like that as a way
Yeah.
to get more money out and that sort of thing. So
And pay yourself
I think
less
that's
in the company.
yeah, exactly. And I think it's good just because I feel kind of confident with limited companies and that that sort of accounting, which I think sometimes when you move from being self-employed into being limited, it can be a bit daunting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just from doing the accounts, I'm like all for the limited company.
Do you have any advice then? Well, this is kind of like it depends on your circumstances type of question, but property investors get asked this question quite a lot, and it's from newbies, and it's like, should you set up a limited company when property investing? And am I right in saying that depends on your circumstances? So obviously it depends on your tax income individually, and if that's quite high, then it'd be best to open a limited company. But let's say, for instance, someone's only on 20K a year, then maybe they should get a couple of properties in their own name first. Or does it depend on your strategy?
Yeah, exactly. I think it does. It does obviously depend how much you're earning, because I think there's pros and cons to both. I mean, I suppose the only downfall for the limited company is when you get mortgages and stuff, they're higher interest rates. They seem to be, compared to what you get personally. But then I feel like you do end up saving the tax, so it kind of makes up for it. I sort of put a picture of them, and then I think, just sort of like all the expenses you can put through, and you can employ people and all that sort of thing. I prefer it personally, and I think with my self-employed income, it works for me to have a limited company. For my stuff. But I mean, it depends, because if property is your only income, then it may be worth doing it in your own name for the first couple potentially. But I guess it just depends how many you want to have, and where you want to go with the business, really.
It's true, yeah. So when I personally spoke to an accountant, I was like, do I just get a limited company straight away? Because that's going to be my strategy. I want to own like obviously a large portfolio, and I eventually want it to replace my full-time income. So do I open a limited company from the get-go? And they were like, obviously it's up to you, but well, actually I spoke to two accountants. One said just to do it from the get-go. So if you ever did want to move your property, because if I have to move my property from my individual name into the limited company, I'm sure you have to pay a stamp duty, don't you? Is that right? Or do you have to pay something?
I think there is something you have to do.
There is. I know there's a charge there, and that's why I was like, do I just do it from the get-go? But I'm still thinking about it.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's some kind of charge, but you know what? It was a while ago since I spoke about it. But but it's very intricate for sure. But that's a whole nother topic. But cool. So I just want to go back to investors then. So working with investors, apart from your friends that you've had on board, have you had anybody come to you that you haven't known before, or that you've approached to build a relationship with? Do you want to talk about how you've built relationships with investors?
So I do get people messaging me quite a lot on socials, interested in investing and that sort of thing. I feel like I'm quite cautious and careful with it. I think I just always want to make sure if I ever use an investor's money that I feel like it's completely safe, and I can just give them a good return for it and that sort of thing. I wouldn't just want to kind of take it for the sake of it. And I mean, and I suppose I just need to make the most of my own money first as well for projects that I want to do, and make sure that that's working as well. I'm not just kind of leaving my own money in the bank and then using other people's.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that seems like a fair and good approach, to be fair, actually. And when working with investors, I'm guessing that you vet them as well. So as you said, you're quite cautious. So you've got to make sure that they're aware of the risks. Obviously, you want to be as risk-free as possible, but that's not guaranteed, is it? You can't guarantee that to an investor, can you?
Yeah, exactly. And then I just always say, do you feel comfortable to kind of live without this money for a year or whatever it be? I think just because I know, because I think sometimes people sort of see you doing stuff online and think, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I'll do that. But then you don't want them to give you sort of all your money. That's the other thing. So I was speaking to someone, they were like, oh, I've got this money to invest, but I'm a bit worried about doing it all because I might not have any to, like live on. And I'm like,
yeah.
Don't do that then. Just make sure you've got your like your maintenance fund and all that sort of stuff first before you look at investing.
Yeah, totally agree, and I'm glad that you've got that approach, because there's many people that just because like they've found their first ever investor, they just accept it, whereas they probably shouldn't because they haven't vetted them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, but yeah, cool, yeah.
It works for everyone, really.
Yeah, agreed. Excellent stuff. So moving on then, I just wanted to talk on some side hustles. So obviously you've got a lot going on. You're very busy with a lot of things. Got your what's the term? You've got your hands in many pockets, or is it fingers in many pies? Whatever the term is, I can't remember. But basically, you're very diversified. In you've got multiple streams of income. So do you want to talk about a couple of different streams of income that you've got other than your property?
Yeah. So I suppose there's like 3 or 4. So I think we spoke about before. So I've got my OnlyFans, where I sell content on there, and that kind of splits into 3. So I have my own, and then I have like referral income from that as well, and then I also do account management for five other girls on that one. And then I do get some income still from Instagram from doing like little campaigns here and there. I don't do them as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But that's what I do. And then I've got an Etsy and Redbubble where I just sell some artwork, some prints, and that sort of thing I've done as well, which again, I don't sell loads on there, but I kind of just leave it in the background, let it be, and then if it just sells stuff every now and then, that's just a bit of extra income. And then also the account as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, amazing. That's really good. I didn't know you had an Etsy page. What sort of artwork is it that you do?
It's kind of like sort of like calligraphy, like script writing, or I've done some like nursery decor prints and that sort of thing, and people can put like a custom name in it, or like all that sort of stuff. Just like bits of photography I've done and that sort of thing. I haven't actually uploaded anything new to it for a really long time. I probably should. But yeah, it's just there. It's just in the background. And then Redbubble. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No.
That sort of, you just upload your design on there, and then people can buy it and have it printed on like t-shirts, cups, stickers, anything like that. So you sort of don't have to touch it at all. You don't have to send anything out or do anything. They just kind of do it all and then pay you a percentage for your artwork.
Awesome. So that's like a print on demand service, isn't it?
Yeah. Something like that. It's quite good because you can just forget about it, and then like every now and then
yeah, someone might buy like a mug for £6 or something. Class. I love that. But yeah, as I'm saying, like we'll go more into your into some other side hustles in a minute, but I just wanted to say, like, the world we live in now, 2020 and 2021, there's so much opportunity to make extra income, isn't there, from other streams. And like we've got Etsy, which is like the eBay of custom things, I suppose. That's how if you want to design something, you can and sell it on there. And you've got, was it Redbubble you just mentioned? Got Redbubble. I started a dropshipping business back in lockdown last year for a couple of months, made a bit of money on that. But it took me 2 weeks to learn the model and get my shop set up and everything. And that's what I'm saying. There's so much opportunity to make, even if it's just a couple of extra pounds a month. It's still more than you had previously, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I just think we might as well. I just think we all have various skills and hobbies and that sort of thing. And if we can make a bit of extra money off of it, I just think we might as well. I think everyone should. And I've always found it as well. Like I've always done more than one thing. I just have. And I remember kind of like when I was working full time, if I ever had a really bad day at work or something like that, I'd be so happy that I had something else. I felt like it would, almost like motivate me and keep me happy that I know that if I hate my job and I want to walk out, I can, because I've got all these other like various bits and pieces. I just think it's quite nice, and it all adds up.
Yeah, agreed. So if you are listening to this, I'm sure every single person that is listening to this, you've got a skill somewhere, even if it's just you're good at talking to people. Why don't you offer therapy services on Fiverr? You could just do everything.
Just do something. Just think what you like what do you enjoy, and find a way to generate an income.
Yeah, spot on. So interestingly, I want to talk about OnlyFans, and the reason I want to talk about it is because, and I'll be honest, when I first heard about OnlyFans, I thought that it was just for let's say, for instance, kind of over 18 content. But it's not, is it? When I looked into it more, it's say, for instance, an artist could go on there, who produces music, and just give people that are paying his fan page like a subscription, like songs that no one else in the world can get, for instance. So do you want to talk about OnlyFans and what you do with that, etc.?
I think like you, I think that's what a lot of people think, and that's what I thought as well, to be honest. And I think it's just because when it's been in the newspapers and stuff, it tends to be sort of like the adult creator, I think. But I mean, ultimately, it is just a subscription site where you sell content, or so you can have, as you say, anything you want on there. I've got friends who are musicians, radio presenters, TV presenters, just like anything really. And I just kind of see it as a paid Instagram. Like for me, I've basically modeled my whole life pretty much, done photo shoots, sort of all that sort of thing. It was kind of a no-brainer to have one and basically sell the content that I would have just posted on my Instagram anyway. For free, but then just make thousands from it instead.
That's crazy. I love that. Oh yeah, it's like a paid Instagram, and you've utilized it, and that's amazing. And how you said you manage other girls' accounts too. How did that come about? Were they your friends originally, or did they approach you? How does that work?
The first one came about just because I say I'm very open with my OnlyFans. I post it because I kind of want everyone to get on there. I think if you're a creator and you do pictures, make money from it. I kind of post about it a lot. I've posted my stats, the statements and everything. And then it was one of my friend's sister. She actually contacted me first and just said, can you manage my account, basically? Because I think a lot of people just can't be bothered to do it, maybe, or they're not exactly sure what to do, kind of how to approach it. And I think it's also people don't know what to sell things for, or they, because as I say, some of my girls, I'll literally take the content that they're posting on the Instagram and I'll sell it for them.
Okay. Yeah, interesting.
Take that down. I've just sold that for 20 to multiple people. I think it's just, I suppose, getting used to that and realizing that people do pay for these things that you're putting out for free, because I think that's something a lot of people think, what am I going to post on there, who's going to pay for that? But people do.
It's you know what, it's come to the conclusion that it's literally crazy what some people will pay for. And I'll just give you a little example. I went in to my attic. That's a very American word, isn't it? Attic. Went into my loft. Went into my loft a few months ago when I was clearing it out, and I just found an old poster from a video game tucked in between a magazine. And I was selling stuff on eBay anyway, and I just went for a laugh. I'm just going to sell this poster, see if someone would buy it. It was ripped on the corner. Everything, it was a piece of shit. And I just put it on the floor, took a photo, worst photo in the world, uploaded it. Within 48 hours, it sold for £6. And that's what I'm saying. People will buy things. People buy anything. That's why if someone says, "Oh, they're not going to buy that," someone on this, 7 billion people on this planet, someone's going to buy something that you're selling. You just have to try and sell it correctly, don't you? In a way.
Yeah, I think so, exactly. And I think as well, just like people pay to talk to you as well, which I think is something that people like almost can't believe, but it's true.
Have people paid to talk to you?
Yeah, they have to pay. They have to tip to message me.
Is that through OnlyFans as well? Is that like a service you can offer?
Yeah. So like you can like message on there and everything as well. So that's something else that you might see that I often post on my Instagram and say I don't reply to any messages on here. Like if you want to talk to me, just go to my OnlyFans and then you can message me on there.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so like since I've had one, I suppose that's sort of a switch I've done. I don't reply to anything on Instagram, like unless it's investing related.
Of course, yeah.
About investing on there, I've got quite a few solicitors and stuff who talk to me about investing and like money and like all that sort of thing. But yeah, and then I just don't really post as much on Instagram now. I just post it on there instead.
Yeah, because you've got 2 accounts, right? The ones that, well, I know of 2. You got CSEE Investments, and then your other one, which is Rachel. What is it, Rachel?
Rachel Rain.
Rachel Rain, yeah.
So that's the one. So I used to do like a lot of Instagram campaigns for brands, like advertising, all that sort of thing, really. But yeah, I just prefer posting things on OnlyFans because also I just feel like I can just post really stupid stuff and they like it.
Yeah.
I think like when you do a campaign for a brand, they tend to want it in a very specific way. Like they might want a certain edit or you know exactly how things are, but I can just post a stupid selfie on there and someone will buy it. So
I wonder, it makes me think. I wonder what they do with it. Like, do they print it off and put it on their ceiling?
I don't know. I think like I know some of the girls in my support group have said they've had their fans like send them pictures that they've like printed out of them and stuff.
That's class, though. I mean, but you know what? Doesn't baffle me. Like, I mean, I know there's like, so I know in the United States you can pay people to hug you. Like, there's like professional huggers. There's a TV show based on it. Don't ask me why I've seen it, but it was there anyway. But yeah, I can't believe on OnlyFans you can get people to pay to talk to you. So does this mean then I'm paying you for this episode?
Haven't you?
I bet I'm gonna send her an invoice after this, folks. Oh no, she's gonna send me an invoice. Sorry, yeah, Rachel's sending me an invoice after this talk show, folks.
Yeah, but so you can literally like you can lock everything. So you have to pay like per post, or you can do like a tip to message. And then sometimes I'll just do really silly things like, oh, I really fancy a pizza this evening, and then like put up like a campaign, and people can just tip and donate to it, which they always do because
that's crazy. Yeah, I love it. It's opened up my eyes. I might get on OnlyFans this evening and start taking pictures with plants and stuff.
Yeah. I think it'll be good though for there to just be like more websites like that maybe, and it just be it just be more common because I think they have a lot of celebrities on there now, so I think it's getting more and more common, and people just notice for all different stuff. But yeah, because I just think if with the investing and property stuff, if you had a subscription site that maybe someone paid $10 a month for, and then you gave out information on there, or that I think a lot of people would be interested. So
definitely.
I just think whatever it is.
Yeah, we might have to get people to pay for this episode on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, definitely. Mind blown. My eyes have been opened. But yeah, no, thanks for sharing that. Just going off the back of OnlyFans, you've done some modeling, haven't you? Like you mentioned, and you've done some modeling in different countries, like the United States, etc. Did you get contacted by these modeling agents? Was it agencies or?
So I think like when I was a lot younger, as I say, I feel like I've done it for my whole life. Like when I was a kid, I was modeling for like M&S and Tesco, and then
Oh right.
I've done it since I was really young. And then I feel like when I was around sort of like 18, 19, I was just like posting those pictures on MySpace and like social media and stuff like that. And then I got contacted by quite a few magazines in LA. I don't know whether it's just like my look.
Yeah.
And sort of, yeah, like a look that they like. So yeah, I think I first went out there in 2010, and I went out there for a couple of months and just did like loads of shoots, and yeah, it was good.
Awesome.
Yeah, just kind of like booked them all online. I didn't have an agent then. I quite like to just pick and choose my own work.
Yeah, like that.
To do that, I like to set my own rates, sort of own my own pictures, and all that sort of thing. So
Yeah, that's class.
yeah,
Yeah, what an experience as well. LA, yeah, I bet that was quite fun. And was it quite hectic to live out there, because it's a completely different world to the UK, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, I really like it. I feel like it's my favorite place.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I feel like in the future I'd love to have property out there and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of
Yeah,
the
I just think it's nice, really nice vibe. Yeah, one of my best friends is from there now. Like, we met on a photo shoot, and like 12 years later, we're still really close.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I do really like it out there.
Yeah, I've never been, but yeah, I've been on the West Coast, but yeah, just I went to Vegas, but like you can't really compare. It's like it's like Blackpool on cocaine, I think.
Yeah,
It's the only thing way I could compare it. But yeah, it's a crazy place. But yeah, the West Coast is amazing. But LA, yeah, love the fact that you've been out there, and yeah, it seems pretty crazy place for sure. Lots of nice
yeah,
beaches.
it's very, very different, because I stayed in West Hollywood, but then like as soon as you go to downtown LA, it's like completely different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just interesting. You just meet so many different types of people.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, living with the stars and in Hollywood. Wow, did you get your own Hollywood Walk of Fame? Did you?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, I think I got stuck there.
Yeah, I think my connection's a bit. Yeah, cool. Well, I can just cut that bit out. Don't worry. Cool. Yeah. So just moving on, then I'd like to know, what are your future plans then? Let's say in the next 1 to 5 years, what would you like to have achieved?
So I think one of my biggest goals really is to like sort of have property income instead of social media. So I kind of want my property income to replace my social media income. Yeah, even though it's kind of it's fairly passive, I kind of do like the idea of just not being on social media sometimes. So I want projects with multiple units, so like multiple flats in one building. For me personally, I'd rather have, say, 3 or 4 of those that generate quite a high income, rather than have, say, like 10 separate houses.
Yeah. Yeah. Class.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd like to do ideally. And then if I do really enjoy the development, I suppose do one of
Yeah.
those as well. Just for the experience.
Yeah, easier to manage as well. I feel like just mentioned something there, and it was like, yeah, instead of managing 10 houses, you have like apartments in the one block, and yeah, it seems like it would be easier to manage too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it depends on the person. I know some people like to have like lots of different ones, but in my opinion, I'm like, that's one roof to fix.
Yeah.
I can have like, yeah, like one maintenance team there, like one agent for it, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I think for me, I just sort of prefer it that way. Yeah, I think when I was just trying to decide what to do, and I was like, okay, that makes me feel quite comfortable. I like that. And then yeah, just in an area where it's potentially worth more, brings in more rent and that sort of thing. So I suppose that's the other debate. Like, do you want £1 million portfolio in one property, or do you want it across multiple ones?
Yeah, no, you're right. And also what you want to do as well can be very good cash flow too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And considering capital appreciation as well, is another thing, and I'm guessing apartment block would appreciate quite well.
Yeah, I think so. Because I know when I had my flats before, like I didn't do an awful lot to them really. I didn't really do anything structurally to them, but I feel like they went up quite a lot in
Yeah.
a short time. Which I feel like was probably just because of the market in the area.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I think I feel quite comfortable in the area that I sort of know that over time the prices should go up a fair amount. So
Yeah. Awesome.
Something else with my own house. I don't know why I thought it would be such a good idea when I bought my house to just like have a small mortgage and chuck loads of cash in it, but I need to refinance that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a chore and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Refinancing procedure.
My own property, I'm doing works to it, but I will refinance it, probably rent it out if I can, and then just buy somewhere else to live.
Yeah, nice, good idea, and then keep hold of the asset. Love it.
Yeah,
good job. So yeah, have you got any advice for others? Obviously, we've talked about quite a lot of topics in this episode. So I mean, you could give someone advice in property. Let's say advice in property and advice in side hustles.
Advice for property, I just think just like go for it and just don't let people tell you that you can't do it, because I think there's always a way. Like I say, when I was first looking at stuff, like people were telling me like you can't get that sort of deal in like the area you're in. You need to go somewhere else if you want a no money down deal and all that sort of thing. But I think like you can do it. There are good deals everywhere. Just like network as well, and just make the content, make your contacts, and build the team that you need if you don't have all the skills. Because I think there's people that we can work with and do collaborations and that sort of thing to help you reach your goals.
Yeah, great advice. Perfect. And with side hustles, what would someone who hasn't got a side hustle, what would you advise them? Just start one.
Yeah, exactly. Just start one. Just think. Just don't just rely on your job. I think it's just very, very easy to do that. So just think, if that suddenly went away, like what would you do? How would you make it work? If you're a content creator, get on OnlyFans with my referral link. I'll promo you to 3,000 people and get you loads of fans, make you lots of money.
Well, if that doesn't entice people, I don't know what will. If that doesn't give a kick up the arse. Spot on. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Well, this brings us to the final part of the show, and it is a random 3 questions, except they're not really random anymore because long-time listeners will know the questions now, but they'll be random to you. So here goes. What is your favorite movie?
I think The Wolf of Wall Street, actually.
Oh, I watched that today.
Did you? I like that one.
Yeah, we've had that on a few people have said that on the show.
Have they?
It's a show favorite, yeah.
Yeah, it's money making, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah, everyone just loves that money making lifestyle. Yeah, and I'm currently listening to Jordan Belfort's book about the straight line system.
Are you?
Yeah, it's really good so far. I like hearing his voice. It's makes me want to, I don't know, work with him and buy more of his courses. But like, yeah, I just love listening to his voice. Really, really useful actually. He talks a lot about the mindset of selling as well. So it's a useful book if you've ever got a spare Audible credit, if you have Audible, of course.
Yes, of course I will. Yeah. I'll have that.
Cool. All right. Second question. Favorite destination?
Los Angeles, definitely.
Yeah, easy one.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, nice and easy. Cool. Question 3. Name something that grinds your gears.
I feel like there's 2 which come to my mind. It's like laziness and lateness.
Yeah, I agree.
Those 2. I don't like people being lazy. I mean, like, have a relax and do stuff like that, but don't like complain about a situation and then never do anything to change it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, people always being late without an excuse.
Yeah, and just for the record, Rachel was on time, on the dot today, folks. So yeah.
Yeah, I will. I actually chose the builders for my garden because I like opened the door at like 5:30 and they were like right there. I was like, right, you're on time. The first contractors who've been on time, you're hired.
Yeah, if there's any contractors listening to this, be on time for Rachel's projects.
Yeah, for my development, I'm going to throw you off.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So yeah, finally then, yeah, you've been an awesome guest so far, but how can people get in touch with you then if they want to reach out?
If it's about property investing and all that sort of thing, like finances, yeah, you can message me on the CSEE Investments Instagram, and I should reply on there. If you just want to message me to say hi, how are you, then you can tip to message on my OnlyFans.
Yeah, love it. Cool. Yeah, and I'll drop Rachel's links in the show notes, and yeah, contact her through there. Awesome, Rachel, you've been an absolute fantastic guest, and I've loved listening to your goals and your plans and what you've done. And I wish you all the best on the developments, and would love to get you back on in a year or so, and we'll have a catch up.
See what we've done. Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for having me on my first podcast.
You're welcome.
Much.
No, perfect. Yeah. Well, thanks very much for coming on. So that's been the All Right Talk Show. Thanks for coming on again, Rachel. And there'll be another awesome guest on next week. Ciao for now.